Okay, so I'm gonna share with you another part of the case study. I'm gonna give you some information on what we've done in the first 7 days, and then I'm gonna give you a really cool tip for how we intend to find seasonal trends and capitalize on them. So if you're watching this video, stay tuned. It's gonna be a super interactive and quite practical video, and follow along for tips. Also, stay with me until the end of the video because I'm going to give you a resource that most Pinterest users don't even know exists, and it gives you the actual trends that Pinterest themselves uncover and allow you to access. And they are probably the highest value niches or trends that you would need to find out. And they produce this kind of report every single year. So stay tuned for that. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you access to that. Lastly, if you're not signed up to my email list, make sure you sign up to my email list in the description below. Let's get into today's video. So in today's video, we're going to go through, as I mentioned, the case study. This is the tooltip case study and the domain, which is hair. Super similar, very simple case study, very simple website that I've made, primarily for the DIY and tool niche. But also, I'm going to add in home decor. So you're going to find a tab very soon because I'm going to put in lots of cool home decor posts and pages there. Now, this particular campaign we started, I think, last week, so we are at the beginning of October now. So we started it in late September, and we started to seed the account with many posts, primarily for those posts that we've already created on our original domain. So one of the questions I get asked frequently is what type of posts and pins should we create right off the bat? And if you've got an existing website, 100% what I'd recommend is for you to actually use the posts and pins that you have on your actual website and page themselves, because in that way you don't have to wait for to create new posts. And not just that, the normal thing to do for most people is for them to actually just use the current posts that they have. So at least seed the account with maybe 5 to 10 or so pins for the posts that you currently have. So just to put that in perspective, let's say it was going to be this one, that's a review one, maybe not so much that one, but informational one, something that makes sense. Perfect, something like this. So you'd seed it with a original post, and then after you've kind of done about 5 to 10, you would then go ahead and create some new posts specifically for Pinterest. So that's what I'd recommend. So as I mentioned, this account is new. We just started pinning some new posts and some new pins up last week, I think. So these are all the new posts that we've started pinning out here. I'll open a few of them up for you now to take a look at. And I want to show you something that's pretty cool, okay? So let's open up a few of these tabs now. Now, what I want to show you is two things. The first thing is when me and my team create our pins, we don't have any specific layout or style that we prefer, okay? So we tend to just do lots of different tests, and then we find out what works well by checking our analytics and our impressions and obviously our clicks. Of course, you want to check competitor research, but there is no data that's better than the data that you get yourself in your own analytics account within Pinterest. So as I mentioned, we start off with the current post that we have. So this one's about painting. And then we will have different types of posts different types of pins, that will go to the same post. So again, this one probably will go to the same post as well. Again, we're testing out different pins and images. This is pretty cool. So this one's about 15 cool tools everyone should have for DIY. And this is a new post. So this one's specifically designed just for Pinterest. As you can imagine, it's going to be tool related. It's going to be pictures, images, and then text. And then again, obviously we're serving ads on this particular page as well. Images and text, images and text. That's the kind of format for these types of posts. One thing to note that I would recommend, once these posts start to get traction, and if it makes sense, definitely add in an affiliate box of some shape or form, just in case someone actually wants to purchase whatever you're recommending, if it makes sense. So in this particular example, it does make sense because we are recommending powerless drills, called as powerless drills, for beginner women kind of DIY tool sets. If you're doing, of course, like 10 backpacking accessories for I don't know, a solo entrepreneur going to Mexico, cool, that would make sense. But if it's just image based or hairstyles, etc., maybe you don't really need any affiliate posts in there. But that's one really cool piece of information to take away. So this is the pin that we've got up. As you can see, it's slowly getting some impressions now, only a few. I always recommend, again, trying out different types of pins and images. Thus far, I'm not totally in love with these particular images. I do like the fact that we have the number in the actual pin itself, so 30 stunning DIY home decor projects, and exactly the same here as well. This is what I recommend to all of my agency clients, all of my coaching clients, also within my Pinterest course. So if you want to get more information on that, feel free to check out the description below. But essentially, you want to be having a lot of you need to have similarity. So the pins need to have the title description in the actual graphic itself. Definitely, you need to have a headline that's SEO friendly as well. And then I usually try to opt in for some type of SEO keyword within here as well. These are non-negotiables usually, unless you are creating multiple pins, then sometimes you can obviously change those words because you don't want the same descriptions on the same pins. So bear that in mind too. Generally, I like the images that have multiple images in it because it can catch people's eye. So I tend to prefer multiple images within my pins themselves. But again, depends on the niche as well. So bear that in mind. Yeah, this particular pin looks pretty cool. So anyhow, these are just some examples of what I'm going for. I would generally tend to again test probably several pins for every single URL, so at least 10, and then usually you'll find about 2 or 3 that will do really well, and then you can kind of use those particular templates to mimic for any other sub niches that you're going into. So again, this is just some really cool tests that we've done. I kind of like this one because it's got very clear text in front of a toolbox, very simple, and it shows exactly what it is that we're trying to achieve. That's pretty much it for the graphics that I want to show you. So next, I want to go into trending tools, and again, I want to give you some insights into how to look at your trends, also your audience insights. But for this particular account, we're not going to have any because it's too fresh. So let's go into trends on Pinterest itself, and these are the things that you really need to spend a lot of time on, and I'll show you the reason why. Okay, so we're going to put our niche in. We're going to put a niche in here on the interest side. So we're going to put in home decor. Now, technically, I could put in DIY and crafts as well because it kind of follows suit. But it depends on the DIY. For example, that's not really going to suit the campaign because it's not kind of home crafts and DIY. It's more like DIY and tools. So we'll untick that one. Be sure to keep your interest specifically related to whatever niche website you're in. But when I was looking at this today, this one particularly caught my eye. Okay, so this is a new emerging trend that wasn't there probably last week, and at the end of last week, I guess it was coming up. But as you can see from the beginning of September and the end of August going into September, it seems to be trending really well now. And by the looks of last year, it's going to stay trending until, at the very least, the beginning to the end of Feb, which is fantastic. So we have about 5 or 6 months from where we are now to really kickstart this particular group of pins off. So what I tend to do then is I will look at a few more. So look at bookshelves, ideas and aesthetics. I might add a few more in here too as well, just in case I want to find any that has a bit more, has more longevity. But I do love the spike here. This is what I'm looking for, this kind of spike, the blue one, so the bookshelf ideas, because then I can utilize on that trending topic just pretty much from the get-go. So what I'll do now is I'll take that keyword and put it into the search bar. So let's take the search bar here, go up to the hub, go to the search bar, type it in here. One cool thing to note as well before I go on, if you are struggling for keywords, you put in your seed keyword here, and then can you see all the drop down keywords that have come down here? Aesthetics, bedroom, sports space, decor, etc. These are gold dust. Okay, so again, this is what I kind of give for the information that I give to my coaching clients. But essentially, what you want to do is look at these keywords that are being served from you by Pinterest. So you know there's going to be interest because they wouldn't have those suggested keywords if there wasn't interest. And then when you're going directly into your niche and you want a sub niche, you want to use these keywords and create specific pins for each one. So one for aesthetics, one for bedroom, small spaces, one for decor. Of course, if it's overlaps, so maybe aesthetic small and aesthetic might be too similar, then maybe you don't need to do it. But things with like bookshelf ideas with glass doors and for baby nurseries, those are two totally different but highly related pins. And I would suggest 100% that you have your own post graphics that are specific for that particular pin and the idea. And then you go ahead and you make multiple pins with different graphics, of course, because Pinterest loves unique content and unique pins. And then go out and add those to different group boards, and then just create a fantastic kind of relevant and trending related pin group and ideas. So again, bear that in mind. These are gold dust. So anyhow, so for now we're just gonna put in bookshelf ideas. And then what I'm looking for here is I want to look at the kind of top performing pins. So usually the ones at the top are the ones that will be the newest, but also there'll be ones that are trending as well. So I'll open up a few that I think looks pretty cool. And then what I'm looking for here again is design. Love this design, super, super clear what it is. Plus it has multiple images. And also I love the heading as well, super simple, very, 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 very well done. Again, this one's pretty cool. Not as, it doesn't pop out as much. This one I love the graphic behind it because again, it pops out into your face, which is pretty cool. As you can see, the subject and also the graphic is all correctly correlated. And then let's see a few more. So this is probably from the same person. It's actually not. So this is someone that's two different people that have pretty much mimicked the same ideas. But as you can see, if it's working, there's definitely no need to rearrange it. So this would be a perfect example. I'll take this image and I'll send it to my team. And I'll let them know that this is the type of graphic we need to create. We'll change up maybe the idea. We'll change up the pin description itself. But this is the type of graphic that we want. So usually what I'll do is I'll click into a few of the websites as well, just so I can see exactly how they're presenting the information. That makes sense. And then I'll follow suit. So as you can see, super simple. We have graphic. You also have some things that you can buy as well. That's what I was mentioning before. This just makes your affiliate commissions. It kind of boosts them up a little bit, especially if people are in that buying mood. More graphics, more images, and again they've got more affiliate links, which is pretty cool. Let's check someone else's. So this one looks like it's got a lot less pictures, actually less images. So I'm assuming the bounce rate for this will be pretty high because again, people are coming for 15 best bookshelf ideas and they're not getting anything like that at all. So, okay, this is why I like to go into my competition just to see where they're going right and also where they're going wrong as well. So again, I'll take all this in, make notes on graphics and designs and posts, and then I'll go ahead to give it to my team or potentially if I'm doing it myself, create those particular pins and posts. And then once you are happy with them, just go ahead and add them to your Pinterest account. So you've got the pin designs, you know it's trending because you've checked the Pinterest trending tool. You've got the designs based on competition, you know they're doing well because they're the top. And of course you can create the pins. So with those three things, that's including your website, including your posts, and if you're monetizing via ads or even affiliate, you've got everything you need. So this is what we're going to be doing for probably the next week or so, maybe the next 14 days. I'm going to check all my data on my analytics as it starts to roll into the account. I'm going to create new pins. I'm going to be uploading existing pins. I'm just kind of in that zone whereby I'm testing things. And that is really what we're doing month one. We just test lots of different ideas. Stay within our frame of however many pins that we've agreed to do per day. I recommend between about 8 to 10. Usually the first week, maybe 4 to 6. And then after 14 days, you can scale up to around 8 to 10 because that's kind of natural. And then again, after that, we look at trends and we look at analytics and we make the next move based on our data. So hopefully that's been a really interesting and practical video for you to check out. Now, lastly, I did mention I'm going to give you a tool. So if you stayed with me to the end of the video, this is what I'm going to share with you right now. This is a Pinterest predicts tool, and this is a really, really cool tool that I use. Specifically just to get an understanding of what they predict to be the next trending kind of niche or sub niche or group. They will usually be relevant to some of my categories or niches or websites. Sometimes they won't be, but again, I just want to understand what's trending on Pinterest. Then I can make calculative decisions. So I'll send you this link. It'll be on the bottom of the video. You come to this page and you hit explore pins. And then pretty much you just kind of scroll around and see what they see as the really, really up to date and the traffic, where all the traffic is going within Pinterest. So they've got some information on hairstyles here. Make it big. Let's take a look at it. So they're giving you some information on why this particular hairspace they think is going to be trending in the coming months of the end of this year and the beginning of next, and also some really cool search terms to take a look at. Okay, as you can see, that some of these are fantastic, like 230% increase in big bun hair related searches on Pinterest. That's fantastic. Again, you can go through and check out some of those pins yourself. They have more information on jazz revival. So, okay, this is a sub niche. I would have no idea about this at all. But if I had some type of blog or people or society type blog, and I had musical elements or in it, this would make perfect sense. as you can see again, Jazz seems to be trending upwards, and then you can check the trends, particularly that they are recommending on Pinterest itself. And of course, again, there's loads here. I'm not going to go through every single one. What I would say is you can download the report. Just hit download here, and then it gives you just an overview of the report itself, which is pretty cool. And just kind of like a summary of each one. So bear that in mind, because again, if I'm, for example, in the beauty niche, I can just check these trends and say, okay, interesting. So let's take a look at blue eyeshadow, for example. That seems to be trending up by 65%. And also that seems to be a trend that Pinterest is saying is going to continue to trend potentially for next year as well. Fashion niche is exactly the same. Food and drink. Check this regularly. You'd be surprised at some of the trends that they put up and the thing that they predict is going to do really well. And it's a really important tool. And yeah, that's it for today's update. Hopefully it's been insightful. Feel free to check out the links below. And if you want to get more tips and information, feel free to check out my mastermind course and also my coaching course. Take care.